Hello everyone, this is Maffuman coming at you with a Starcraft Star Battle. We have a 6-on-6 ship building action game in the Starcraft universe. We have Quickie coming in as a destroyer. We have Lost Tail coming in as a destroyer as well. Speedy Cut coming in as a battle cruiser. Get OSC coming in as a battle cruiser. Noob Nuker as a frigate, and Avitus coming in as a Arbiter, being super prepared, all of those hotkeys ready for him. Zviseisten, we coming in as a frigate. We got the Master N as a frigate as well. Deady, not deadly, just Deady, coming in as a Void Ray. We got like the entire damage up front right here. Oh, joining them is also another Arteni coming in as a Void Ray as well. We got our tank coming up the side instead of the middle as Terry Hesticle. All right, as a Colossus, and another one, the Reaper, coming in slow, unupgraded. No, guys, the Reaper, no, Reaper madness. You gotta get back to base. You're so slow when you're trying to use Griffins, and you're stopped. Oh, guys, come on. Reaper, let's hope you don't die in the first couple of minutes. Arteni's being pushed back. He has charge, but he is still trying to be a little bit. He's just trying to farm. Like, man, I just want to farm. I don't want to do anything to kill you right now. I mean, I want to get some money. We got in the middle. We got Daddy pushing back Lost Tail. He's not really designed for taking on damage, but he can. We got Zviseisten. I think everybody in here is just trying to defend Reaper because they're like, guys, Reaper, you're kind of being mad over here. We got. I don't think anybody really fears you. You're kind of just, just there, Mr. Reaper. Get OSC went in there and said, too many people and left. Even though he does have Yamato and he's using it to great effect against Terry Hesticle. Reaper, you gotta push back. Like, I hope, come on guys, Speedy Cut, moving in with those missiles. He doesn't really have any money. He just only went for a speed and tac fighter build. Okay, I imagine that he's gonna go for like nuke, or he's like, I think I'm gonna vote nuke. I'm not gonna vote noob. I'm gonna vote nuke. We got the entire blue side somehow being super cautious and pushing back. So we got Zviseisten pushing them back. Everybody on the blue side is going to join up, see that the destroyer is unupgraded. He doesn't have the speed to run away. He doesn't have the missile. That doesn't have the armor to take any damage. So at this point, I think the entire red side says, yeah, no, sorry, better luck next time, buddy. You got a kill, and you get a kill, but only one of you. The Master N, you're gonna also fall victim. We got a we don't have enough energy for Yamato right now, so he probably will survive. He's also pretty fast. He's upgraded his stuff. Terry Hesticle is at full health, but has to retreat. There's only one life in this game, so nobody's going to respawn. Now we got Deady and Arteni, both as Void Rays. Now, one of them was trying to farm, the other one was trying to push the team back because they kind of needed to in the middle. I mean, especially trying to protect Mr. Dead Dude over there. The Void Rays are still a threat, especially if they get enough money to try to do some crazy things like extra charge, or of course there's always the imminent threat of cloak. Not imminent necessarily, but possible, I suppose. It feels imminent because it's one of those like abilities that like that they can get, and they probably will get, and therefore whoa. It's kind of easy to assume that like they will. It's kind of like if you're first starting to play StarCraft and you're like, whoa, a nuke! A nuke just hit Waking, you have to push back. He did survive the nuke, and he does have enough to get back. It was actually a torpedo coming in from Zviseisten. I'm going to finally get his name eventually. Waking has to be pushed back. Lost Tail, you got to push back with your on upgrades too. We have two destroyers who went for the 0 upgrade build. That's not usually a winning combination. It might just be 1 for 1 here, but they have to push back. And now they did. And now I don't think anybody's going to be really caught off guard. The Void Rays are really good unless they're except at the base. Like, except at the base, it's really useful. Because at the base, You got towers to do what's it called, 200 damage every second to a void ray that only has like a max right now of like 11,000 life. They're designed to be in the middle of the field, catching people off guard, picking up the weak ones, kind of like a pack of wolves, and they really want to do that. Daddy, don't become Daddy. We need you, buddy, on the red side, because you're down a ship. Now he can't blink, but he is just generally faster. I mean, he's like not just generally faster. He's like, I upgraded speed, so let's put these these boots are made for walking. Let's do that. And he's walking on out there with 1.96 speed, as opposed to most people have like at most 1.81. He's the fast one. Push click him. But 1.71, he actually upgraded his speed as well. But 1.71. Wow. Okay, guys, prove me wrong. Everybody's 1.71. Screw it. 1.71 for everyone. You get a 1.71. You get a 1.71. I mean, 1.96 is still faster. Ha, I win. But what's it called? They're not designed to like sit there and take damage. They're not designed to attack them in base. They're designed to take them out when they're kind of weak in the middle. Arteni, come on, pushing on back. And they're also pretty there. But I was kind of talking how they could also go for Cloak, which, because that's like the Void Rays, okay, it's really not the ultimate ability, but it's the one that everybody fears. The ultimate ability is, what's it called? Purifier Beam, which nobody almost ever gets. It's lovely, it's just people don't get it. Because what they're worrying about is Cloak. Cloak is one of those abilities that can seem pretty broken, but honestly, it's not maybe the best choice here. We got an Arbiter, which doesn't have Detect right now, but could either detect or go for feedback. We got a battle cruiser which doesn't have Detect right now, but could get Detect, or or they could also get Lockdown. So, oh, and we got a nuke coming in, and it hits Lost Tail. Whoa, swinging a miss. No, swinging a hit for Waking. Get OSC. He went for a fancy ability, so he doesn't necessarily have very much more speed. But Harry Hesticle, man, buddy, you almost got me. Is also not enough shields. Whoa, a surprise nuke! Whoa, Zweiheisten, you had to get on out there. And then he had to do that little like rocking on back and forth, that lean back, because he almost got taken out by a return the favor noob nuker from nuke. Whoa! All right, that's what we're gonna say. We got everybody pretty much going for the most fancy ability they could possibly get at this 9-minute mark. It's making it hard to talk. So, because people went for the fancy abilities, they don't have necessarily the same follow through. But that's fine if you get it. So it's a gamble, right? If you get it, if you hit somebody, you do so much damage. But you don't have very much follow-up damage, so like you kind of have to rely on your main big old boom to take him out. Boom, 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 boom. They want him in his room, and his room is. But no, the Void Rays were not necessarily in position, and whoa, Waking! Using the barrage, Arteni was like, oh, that's not a fun place to fly into. And he does go for Cloak. He does go for Cloak. It's relatively expected. Oh, look, another Void Ray with Cloak. I mean, that's about as like, you laughing because you're all different. I laugh at you because we're all the same. I mean, everybody goes for Cloak. It is possible to beat it. And right now, nobody has Detect. Oh, okay. Yeah, nobody has Detect. Get OSC doesn't. He certainly went for his missiles. He got Speedy Cut, who kind of should have probably upgraded and went back to base and you're too rich. He's injured. He could go back to base. He should have done that and warped back. Anyway, and we have Arteni who or not Arteni. Arteni's a Void Ray. And we have Avitus who has feedback. He can't necessarily detect, but he can. If he uses feedback, he drains their energy. And without energy, you can't cloak. Right now, it drains 10 energy per second. Yep. And let's see. We got the blue side coming in. Now the entire red side's right there, all sort of staying at base and healing a little bit. They can only heal 2 at a time, but none of them are like seriously critically injured. Deddy pushing up. Now he's a Void Ray, and he gets a little slap in the face. Get out of here. Feedback. That drains his energy, so his 400 energy that he has was now 0. It doesn't drain 400 energy, it drains up to 400. Shush. So yes, even if he had full, he's out. Our Tenny has to go around the side because he can't really take very much damage in a stand-up fight. But the blue side, I think, was like a little bit scared off by the last time that crazy stuff happened, and certainly doesn't want to be caught off guard with a fusion torpedo. Has a cooldown 160, so they are back to that. Let's see, we got a defensive electromagnetic storm. We got some missiles. Harry, not gonna happen. We got a Terry Hesticle. He's a Colossus. Now there are some differences between the Colossus and the which is a Protoss shield tank, and a Dreadnought, which is a Terran kind of armor tank. That's fair to say. And another one coming in, whoa, close shade. Now, you have ice skating physics in this game, so he might have been lined up when he first started, and then he stopped being lined up. And that happens. It's on a timer, and you kind of can't rush the timer. Arteni, you don't have very much health. You got feedback, so you can't really run away. Zweiheisten has to move back. He's at almost full health, but he's like all alone. Let's see. Daddy, pushing back. The Void Rays can only attack with their main attack, which is Prismatic Beam, facing forwards, facing towards the enemy, kind of like what's it called? Claymore mines, front towards enemy. Right. Prismatic Beam only attacks at 8 range towards the enemy, in a straight line, obviously. The Phase Disruptors, which are anti-farming ships, anti-farming lasers, only have 6 range and can fire in any direction, but like 6 range, you're pretty much hugging the person if you're that close. Ghetto SC, a little bit low health. He does have what's it called? In-flight healing, the BioSteel. I'm not sure if he has the other insurance policy, but he does at least have BioSteel. So like as long as he's not in the red, he can heal up. Terry Hesticle is the Colossus. He is a shield tank, and look at all those shields. He has the potential of what's it called? 12,500 shields, and each one of those shields has 18 armor, right? And shields repair relatively quickly in battle. So in battle, he can take some damage, which is well armored relatively compared to many people. I mean, like most people don't have up to 18 armor. But then he can kind of retreat and then kind of heal up a little bit. Where the Dreadnought is another tank. He has 16 armor. That's convenient. And what's it called? But he has very, his shields are just kind of there just to waste time, and use his protective field, which gives him extra 50 armor. But then he's a meat tank, I guess like an armor tank. He takes a bunch of damage, and then but after he does it, the only way that he can repair is repair bots, and those cost energy, not much, 50, but repair 1200 over time. And if you're taking damage when you're repairing, it's kind of, I guess, you shoot off the repair bots and they die like R2. Whoa, Ghetto using a kind of offensive defensive move. We heard a nuke coming off waking. He is too thick and got caught. Now he has to use those repair bots. He will use them. He has plenty of energy, plenty of everything else, but it does take some time. We have the entire red side moving back. Master N can use his nuke and does. Oh, he's ice skating physics. Oh, and it hit. Now it usually does 6,000 damage, but the 6,000 damage, because he was using protective field, which is on a timer, he pressed the timer at the exact right time, and it reduces that 6,000 damage by 25%. Yeah, down to 25%. So whatever 25% of 6,000 is, that's how much he took, and it was enough for him to survive. He used his repair bots, so he's like, call me the Bee Gees because he's staying alive. He's got Deddy pushing in. Let's see, he does have enough energy to try to go for cloak, try to do some crazy stuff. Nuker, nuke. You gotta get back there, buddy. Deddy has attacked and allies. Oh no, Deddy, what did you do? He probably... Oh, he probably used the, what's it called? The little, blast ability. I'm gonna find out what it is actually called, and we get a void ray. But it creates a little field of energy around you, and that does damage in an area. That area happened to hit one of his allies. The game registered it as trying to defect, and therefore he was counted as an enemy. Well, he's an enemy inside the enemy of his prior team. He was inside his own base, which is no longer his own, so it cost him a lot of damage. Arteni taking some damage. He's a void ray, even though he upgraded it. Whoa, hey. Even though he upgraded his shields quite significantly, 7 times in fact, he still is mostly not supposed to be fighting capital ships one-on-one. He's supposed to be like waiting for over here in like the side and catching up the weak ones. Like if he was over behind the rocks farming, maybe he could come in and swing in and get Ghetto. Ghetto is healing. The blue side is kind of using the advantage of that surprise defection, using that time to kind of attack the battle stations, which are the towers. Now, they didn't choose one tower to attack, so both of them are, like, injured, but both of them are injured in the shields, so, like, whoop-de-doo. You can easily repair shields, especially on a battle station. I think they do slowly regenerate health as well. Whoa. Arteni, but not very quickly. So if you can push them down past the shields, that's what you want to do, and you usually want to do that if you can, you can. But they didn't choose one target; they chose 2 targets. And whoa, Weaking, you have repaired all of your base health. But, you know, there's 2 guys, one of them coming in with an ion cannon. Now, ion cannon does especially more damage when you have shields. He happened not to have shields. Oh, well, it still did 2,000 damage. It does more with shields, but that's fine. Terry Hestigal, getting Yamato, getting pushed back. Colossus is mostly a shield tank, and, you know, he was using his hardened shield, which he does have plenty of energy for. He's saying, wait for my buddies over here. Maybe the frigates will save me, and they do end up doing a lot of damage. So ion cannon, boom. Let's see if there's anything else. He can keep on using hardened shield. It does reduce any damage down to the next 64 incoming attacks, down to maximum of 50 damage each. So like anybody who's doing more than 50 damage for the next 64 attacks was only doing 50, right? And that is a great reduction. Whoa, we have the Master N taken out. You see, he was a frigate. He's supposed to be a damage dealer, not a damage taker. Harry Tester, no. No, 2 red guys just went down, and now it's all down to Zweiheisten, who I think just GG's, says that was close, but we have 1 life game. If you die, then you die, and you can't come back. There's no respawn. That's what makes this Star Battle Omega fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is Maffuman saying, press like, press subscribe. We're doing Starcraft Star Battles all the time. Look at Wakeling shooting down his barrage. The game's over, so he's just trying to do some fun things.